working on building a ladder. I just put the first two 8-foot pieces of 2x3 in there just to get a rough idea of the width I'm going for here. You'll notice the table has found a really great place to be. So what I'm going to do to kind of remedy that is I'm going to just basically have a skinny leg here where you just have a couple steps before you get up to the wide part, and then obviously the table's weight bearing for many reasons, like big steel 1.5 by 1.5 pieces of metal, so that can be kind of a second balance point there as you make your last couple steps out the ceiling and onto the deck. So I got to decide how much I want sticking out, and then how much width we're going to do here. This looks like we'll measure that and decide. So what I'll probably do is measure, go cut all of the steps, cut a handful of steps at least, and then work on the mini leg down here, which will just go kind of right inside this area, and should be good to go from there. So follow along and see what's cooking. Okay, so we got the ladder in. We're gonna give it the my fat butt test. If I can get up it and not break it, most people should be able to get up it and not break it. And you guys are gonna have a magnificent view this whole time. But here we go. All right, so not too bad. I think I'm going to add just one hook over the top here, just help it from leaning back a little bit when you're going up. Okay everybody, how's it going? So yesterday when the battery died, you were watching me climb up the ladder. It works out really well. As you can see, it's sitting over here right now. I'll show you on this end. I did just put 2 screws through the bottom of the ladder here. Those work as basically pins into the floor to keep you from sliding back, and there are 2 holes I put in the floor that those line up with. As well as on the top here, I just added this little hook here so that it's easy, once it's roughly in place, you can just drop it over the edge of the opening here, and then it'll basically hold itself from tipping back as well. So it should make it a little extra sturdy, which is what we're going for. Today we have the fun activity of mounting this thing somewhere when it's not in use, and I'm thinking the easiest place, just because there's not a lot of great places to put this in the ceiling. I have one beam here, I have one here, and then I've got a billion wires under here where if I puncture or cut any of them, I'm going to lose half these Christmas lights, and that's no good. So I'm thinking instead we're going to use these vertical members we put into the wall here. And that's probably going to give us a lot better, more robust fixture anyway. So what we're going to do is we'll just take an eyelet here, one of these guys, get it in the wall nice and deep, and then on the ladder itself, we're going to give ourselves these little hooks here that we can just, when we want to hang it up, loop under and hook it, and then when you want it back out, back out. So that's the plan. If these don't seem to be as robust as we want them to be, I do have some backup hooks. They're these Super Duty ring things, so I can put a couple screws through that and give myself a pretty good connection there. The downside of these is obviously they are a little bigger than the 2x2s in there, and also it's going to be a little bit harder to actually hook the ladder under it without it being like angle out and hang through. So we'll see if we end up needing these or not. If not, then we will return them probably. So off we go. so as you can see, we got the ladder painted. There's ice sculpting, ice carving, ice cream cones, and there's ice painting, and that's what we do in Michigan when it's slightly above freezing. We try to get the paint on before it freezes, and then we close the garage really quick so it stays kind of warm